Hello everybody, and today I'm going to be doing a deck analysis of my new deck that I bought that hasn't arrived yet but is going to be used in this box called Double or Nothing. Now, Double or Nothing is a very simple premise. I want people to either be doubling all the things they're getting, or I don't want there to be anything on the field at all. I want there to either be double of things or nothing of things. Things should be big or not even a little bit. So how do I go about doing this? Well, first of all, I run Hypergenesis. Now, Hypergenesis is a no-drop sorcery that lets you put out any artifact, creatures, enchantments, or lands from your hand into play one at a time with the player who played the spell going first. Simple as that, but that takes a while to get out. Except for when you cheat, when you fucking cheat it out with a stupid card called Violent Outburst, which just lets you cascade into it, which means that you reveal cards from the top of your library until you find something that costs less than Violent Outburst, which I don't run anything that costs less, except for something that costs none, which actually counts. So I play this really powerful spell really quick, and what do I put out? Well, first thing I put out my my regular old Dual Nature. And what Dual Nature does is whenever you put out a creature, you get a token that's a copy of it. And then I put out my Primal Vigor, which means that whenever you put out a token that's a copy of a thing, you get two, or just a regular token, whatever, I don't care. So whenever you play one creature, you get three, kinda. And then after I put out my Dual Nature, my Primal Vigor, well, what's next? Why, my Emrakul's Hatcher. For each one Emrakul Hatcher I play, I get three. And with each one I play, they put out three tokens, but that's six. So if I put out three Emrakul's Hatchers, I get a total of 21 creatures on the field. Then I play my Thermopede, which brings my number up to 1 Thermopede, 2, 3. That brings me up to 24 creatures. Now this is when things get very fun for me, because this is the way I like to do things. I play my first and probably only Chancellor of the Forge, and that brings my creature count up to 25 creatures. And then my Chancellor of the Forge looks at the field and says, there are 25 creatures here, we need 25 goblins. But then when the 25 goblins come in, it's 50 goblins, which gives us 75 creatures. Then my copy of Chancellor of the Forge comes out, and he says, hey, there's 76 creatures now that I'm here. What we need is 76 goblins. And so when the 76 goblins comes in, it's 152 goblins. So that brings us up to a total of 228 creatures. Then the third Chancellor of the Forge comes in, and he says there are 229 creatures here. I think we need 229 goblins. And so as the 229 goblins comes down, it is 458 goblins, which leaves us with a total count of 687 creatures, with 660 1/1 goblins with haste able to attack right now. Now, I could go ahead and win the game with 660 1/1 goblins with haste, because people probably only have maybe 30 creatures to block with. But why do that when I can put out my Crater Hoof Behemoth, which is going to bring our total up to 688 creatures. And when he enters, he gives each of my creatures plus X until end of turn, where X is the number of creatures I control. So he comes out, he says, there are 688 of us. There are 660 goblins that can attack. Let's give them a bunch of power and toughness. So the goblins end up being 660, 689 goblins, with the Crater Hoof being a 694 trample haste. Then the other Crater Hoof Behemoth comes in, and he says, hey, there's 689 of us hanging out. Goblins, there's 660 of you that can attack. Let's give you an additional 689. Plus 689. And then they go, yes! So that's going to put us up to what? 1378? We're going to be 660, 1,378, 1,378. And he says, yes, while me and my friend are going to be two 1,383s. But then the third one comes out, and it is 690 creatures. And he says, hey, everybody, I'm here now. What's your deal? And then so they all look at him and say, what are you going to do? And he's like, I'm going to give us all plus 690 plus 690. So that gives you 660 once at a time, 1/1 goblins with haste into 2068 haste tramplers. And then there are 2072 crater hoof behemoths with trample haste. And then I sacrifice them all, every last one of them, so I can play World Fire for 9 mana, making everybody exile all permanents and play all cards in their hands and all cards in their graveyards, and then the life total become 1. And that's Magic.